Hello everybody and welcome, my name is GaaraOfBentonYGO, and today here on this exciting Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be discussing the locals that I went to yesterday. So if you guys are excited, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get started. And also, there will be a deck profile at the end of this video for the deck that I'm talking about and what I did, so make sure you guys stick around till the end to see the deck profile. But without further ado, let's get into the video. And so, yesterday, I went to my locals, and I want to start after every single tournament I do, doing a recap of how I did at the event, what things I would change, that sort of thing. And so, what we're going to talk about is the deck that I played, and the matches I faced, what things went good, what things went bad, and then also we are going to talk about the deck that I played. So, what deck did I play? I went and I played Gren Maju da Aiza. And the reason why I did that, to be honest, is I work Friday nights, and so Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon tournaments. By the time I get to the tournament, I've been awake for over 24 hours, and I'm super sleep deprived. That's probably the reason why I don't top my locals very often. I do make good plays, but I just do so many stupid things because I can't sleep. And so I wanted to play this week something super simple, but also effective and kind of fun. So I played Gren Maju, and I did really well. Well, I mean, really well for a sleep-deprived person. I went 1-2-1. It was 4 rounds. I won one match. I tied 2 matches, and I lost 1. So we're going to kind of go over what I fought. So the first round, I fought against 6 Samurais, specifically my own 6 Samurai deck, because somebody wanted to borrow my 6 Samurai. I wanted to play Rhongo Bongo 6 Samurais, so I let them borrow my deck. And they should have beat me game 1, but I kind of stopped them. Like, I impermanenced them, and then they didn't realize that I had 2 Izolds in my side deck, in that deck. So that was kind of unfortunate. They didn't really know the deck that well. Game 2, I just had the perfect out. I sided an XYZ Encore, and I drew it, and that was about it. Can't really do much when you got a 1500 attack point Rhongo on the field, and you just attack over it. And so I won game 1, or won match 1 against 6 Samurais. Round 2 was a very hard matchup because he was playing Zexalock, and I didn't know what he was doing at first. And the guy he plays a lot of like degenerate decks because he has fun with those kinds, which, I mean, nothing bad against him, but he spent 10 minutes doing his combo, and I couldn't do anything because I couldn't activate effects during my turn. But the funniest thing was that first turn, top deck to Battle Fader. Played Battle Fader when he attacked me during his turn. I stalled for 4 turns. I top decked Battle Fader, Threatening Roar, Battle Fader, Threatening Roar, 4 turns in a row, and it ended up I lost game 1 because I made a stupid mistake, and that was I had on the field after that point I had 2 Eater of Millions. He attacked it with this 800 attack point monster. I didn't think, and I banished it, and then he attacked over for me for game. Which that hurt a little bit. That hurt my pride more than anything. And then game 2, I bricked. There's nothing I was going to be able to do. He had the answers for everything. And then game 3, like, it was just stalling, because by the time we went to game 3, there was like 5 minutes left in the round, and I just did everything I could to try and do life point damage to him, and it just didn't work out. And so we tied, and that was that. Round 3, I played against a Dino player, and I don't remember this round very well. I know he went off into his combos, and then like four or 5 plays in, he was like, I couldn't have done that to like 5 plays ago, so you win. And so I won game 1. Game 2, he stomped me. I didn't draw a Gren Maju. I banished everything off Pot of Desires. It was really bad. And then game 3, he beat me in time. And I think I went into time all 4 games. And yeah, he just beat me in time. He did his plays, and then they called time in the battle phase when he had Ultimate Conductor and I had Gren Maju face down defense mode. So that was that. Last game, which was my favorite game, was our last match was against Monarchs. And I'd never dueled Monarchs before. I'd never read any of the Monarchs cards, but I knew the person that I was playing against wasn't the most experienced with tournaments. At least I thought. The way he acted, I didn't feel like he was. And so game 1, I won. Game 2, he won. Game 3, I sided in 3 evenlies and was like, the only way I'm going to win is if I evenly. And so he makes this really big board. I draw my opening hand, and my first 5 cards during his turn, I didn't get impermanence, I didn't get evenly, and I just didn't know what I was going to do against his board. And then I top deck an evenly. So shout out to top decks on this video, because I just was top decking amazingly all day. And I say, all right, standby phase doesn't activate anything. I say main phase, he activates this Monarch trap card that negates monster effects while he's a tribute summon monster on the field. And I said, okay, main phase. He flips it. I say, all right, battle phase. He looks at me, and I'm like, end of battle phase evenly. And this guy literally looked like he was about to flip the table, and like he's swearing and like slammed the table. He's like, come on, man. I'm like, I top decked it. He was so mad. And we were playing it out. We're both 8,000 life points, and it goes into time. They call time. He's in the battle phase, and actually no, it was before they called time. They said 30 seconds left in the round. He says, enter battle phase, attack, I win. And I say, nope, battle fader. And he literally gets up, throws his hands up, and walks out. And his brother was there, and his brother just picked up his cards and was laughing along with me. It was great. And so, yeah, that was my tournament. I had so much fun playing this deck. This deck is amazing and great if people aren't expecting it. And so, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. This is going to be kind of a longer video, but going with the deck profile, it's a Gren Maju deck, so we're going to play 3 Gren Majus. Is in fact every card that you have that is banished, it gains 400 attack. So Pot of Desires, Eater of Millions, Fairy Tale Snow, those kinds of cards are really good with this deck. And then naturally with that, we're playing 3 Eater of Millions. Definitely the MVP of the day was Eater of Millions. This helped me get out of so many bad situations, and I never play less than 3. And so then moving on, I mentioned Fairy Tale Snow. We played 2 Fairy Tale Lunas and 1 Snow. 2 Lunas to search out the Snow, Snow to be Fairy Tale Snow. And then we also played 3, that is 4 cards. We played 3 Dino Wrestler Pankratops, because what I was thinking with this is my goal is to stall out my opponent and until I get Gren Maju, until I get Eater of Millions, those kinds of cards. And so Pankratops is a 2600 beater, and that's also spot removal, which is really nice. So I played 3 of him, and then 3 of the other MVP of the day, 3 Battle Faders. These guys saved my butt so many times. It's not good against Rhongo, but it is a great card with Gren Maju. I would never play anything other than 3 Battle Faders. Some people play 3 Swift Scarecrow. Nope, 3 Battle Faders. And then to round out the monsters, I played 4 Kaijus. The idea behind Kaijus is to obviously Kaiju problematic monsters. And then also, if you have a Kaiju and they have just a defense position monster, and I've played like 2 Pot of Desires, and I have a Gren Maju in my hand, Kaiju their monster, normal Gren Maju, attack over the Kaiju with Gren Maju and do a bunch of damage. And so I played the lowest attack ones that I had, And originally, I think in my original deck profile, I played 5 Kaijus and interacted with Kaiju Slumber. I really liked the switch that I made right before the tournament to play the 4 Kaijus and add in 3 extra cards. Next, going on to our spell cards, we have the best draw card for Gren Maju is 3 Pot of Desires. You don't care what you banish out of your deck, if as long as you have 1 Gren Maju and 1 Eater of Millions, everything else is irrelevant at that point. So 3 Pot of Desires, amazing card, and helps you get into your plays. And then for other draw power, we have 3 Pot of Duality, and then we have 3 Gold Sarcophagus to help. You have enough stall cards in your deck to where you can get to your second standby phase, but Pot of Duality lets you pick those cards, and it's really good. And then the one day a piece to help stall so you and your opponent don't take battle damage, and then also draw that 1 card. And then our other kind of stall card, which if I planned better for the event, I could have made better use of this card, but I played 2 Scapegoat. I didn't really put anything in my extra deck to use with the tokens. It was more of just stop my opponent's monsters from doing damage. So 2 Scapegoats. And then the last interruption card, which this was my biggest misplay card of the day. It's Called by the Grave. There were like 3 times where I had Called by the Grave in my hand, and my opponent ashed my Pot of Desires, and I just didn't activate it. Sleep deprivation, what are you going to do? But 3 Called by the Graves. And then going on to our trap cards, I played 3 Threatening Roar. And someone brought up a question on my other Gren Maju deck profile. This is the updated version, but on my older Gren Maju deck profile, why am I not playing Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light? And I didn't know that card existed, but when I was looking at it, this card can't get Ghost Spell to negate the direct attacks. Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light can, and so I really like Threatening Roar. This card saved me so many times. Yes, there are outs to it, but I still like it. And then the reason why I took out some Kaijus and interrupted Kaiju Slumber was to put in 3 Infinite Impermanents. And let me tell you, against the Monarch guy, this was my MVP against him. Because I top decked, when he had that trap card that negated effects, negated Eater of Millions, negated Gren Maju, this card helped me make plays, and that's how I won that game, because I top decked all 3 of them 3 turns in a row, set it in the column that the trap card's in, negate one of his monster effects, negating that, taking out his board. I picked apart his board with my 2 Eater of Millions, and then last turn I summoned Gren Maju, tacked over his Monarch, and hit him for game. It was a very satisfying thing, and these impermanents are amazing. Once dual power comes out, you want 3 of these. That's all I gotta say. You want 3 of these trap cards. Now, moving on to the extra deck, you're probably thinking to yourselves, an extra deck? What are you gonna do with an extra deck? You literally cannot do anything with this deck. Well, I'll show you my extra deck. We got ourselves a Thunder Dragon Colossus, a Secret Dante. We got ourselves a Toad and a Zold. We got Cyber Dragon Infinity, ABC Dragon Buster, Hextia. We got Gumblar, Nightmare Mermaid, Nightmare Unicorn. We got ourselves a Darklaw, a Curious, and then the only cards that I summoned out of my extra deck, and I was doing it just to make plays, was against the Utopic Zexal guy. I played Utopia, Utopia Ray, and Utopia the Lightning. Literally no reason for me to make this play. I made the play. It was great. It was beautiful. People cheered. One other random fact that I found, because somebody asked me, can you actually make any of these extra deck cards? And I said I can make Utopia, and I could also make Dante. If I had 2 Gren Majus on the field, I can put them into Dante. No reason why you would, but yeah, that's my extra deck. Pretty great. If I was to bring this deck to like a regional or something, I would make my extra deck actually usable cards instead of that, but it was just kind of fun because it was locals. And then because this was my locals deck, I had a side deck. So for my side deck, I played 3 XYZ Encores because I know there's at least one Dark Warrior player at my locals. And so XYZ Encore lets you play the game. And then also I played 3 Red Reboot because Paleo Frogs and Altergeist are all over my locals. And so Red Reboot is Red Reboot. Played 3 Evenlies. It's a side deck. You're going to play 3 Evenlies. If you have cards to side out, you're going to play 3 Evenlies for when you go second. And then my 5th Kaiju, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and a single Ghost Reaper. I would have played a playset of 3 Ghost Reapers instead of these, but I traded them before the tournament started for a Danger Jackalope. And so, yeah. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. This deck was super fun, and yeah, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.